So my name is Edward Toll. I'm our Director of Technology and Process here at JBGoodwin. And then on the call today is Tony Zavaleta. He's our moderator, and he's the Director of Marketing. Tony and I both work on the JBGoodwin.com site. Tony's also helped several companies build a WordPress site. And we'll talk a little about WordPress today and the history of WordPress when we get into the Moxi agent sites. So the first thing I really want to talk about is what we're going to cover. Now, this is not a comprehensive class on everything Moxi agent site because there's a lot to it. We really want to stress the benefits of using the Moxi site, how to drive traffic to your site, right, without paying for it, the prerequisites to getting the site turned on, meaning the site's not turned on for everyone automatically. What do you need to complete before your manager turns it on for you? I'll go over a simple website setup, and then I'll preview what's called the page builder pages, and those are the more custom pages, the custom templates, and that'll be kind of a teaser for our next class where we'll dive a little deeper into blogging and custom pages. And then at the end, we'll do some Q&A, and we'll stop periodically for Q&A. Tony's going to help me watch the comments. We'll stop between slides. He'll stop me, and we'll answer questions. So we've got both sides of it, the marketing and technology, on today's class. So hopefully we can get everything answered. If not, of course, you can reach out to me afterwards. I'm also going to send out links to all the training materials. We have a specific page built in the hub that talks about Moxi agent sites. So to start with, why a Moxi site is important. The main reason it keeps clients in your what I call your Moxi ecosystem by connecting your listings, the broker listings, all listings in the MLS. It also connects your neighborhood news, client searches, and the newsletter. So think about keeping your clients linking from each product back into one another. They stay within the ecosystem. They see your information, your videos, your photos, your posts, save searches, and you can track that as well. So it's for the neighborhood news piece. If you're sending neighborhood news out right now to your clients through email and you don't have a site set up, it's just one page, one standalone page. If you have the Moxi site set up, the neighborhood news is now a landing page within your website. So they can click off of that page to your bio, create saved searches, etc. Now, if someone visits your website and they don't have neighborhood news set up, that page is then a sign-up page that gives them a preview of what neighborhood news looks like, and then asks them to put their name, email, and at least their zip code so they can then sign up for neighborhood news. A big benefit is also sharing your listings on social media. I'm using a Marianne Castro's account we use to manage the JBG site, but that's all you have to do is grab the URL link from your listing, and I'm about to show you how to do that on your Moxi site, drop it into Facebook, and it creates this preview, right? This is your main image, your URL, which could be a custom URL, the property information. You can add text above it. And if anyone clicks on this post, it's going to take them directly to your Moxi agent site where they can then create saved searches, contact you directly, look at other properties. And that's real simple. I'll give you an example. So let's say on your Moxi agent site, this is Karen's listing. You open up the listing, copy the URL. I'm going to go to Facebook. You can see I've been testing the newsletter as well. So it works the same with the newsletter, which I'm going to show you next. And we'll jump back to that. So all you really simply do is paste that URL into Facebook, and some of you may have done that already. It builds a preview for you. You can simply post on your personal page, your business page. You can boost it on your business page if you want. It makes it really, really easy to share out your listings. The other one is sharing the newsletter on Facebook. So everyone should have received an email either a couple weeks ago and or yesterday that the newsletter has been added to your Moxi agent site. So every month, whenever we create the newsletter and we add that newsletter to Moxi campaigns, we'll also be adding it to the newsletter page on everyone's site. And that gives you the ability to share the newsletter out to Facebook as well. I'm going to jump over to the test site. And if you see here, I click under More under my main menu. Here's the Austin area newsletter. Now, if you're in the Austin region, you only have the Austin area. If you're in the San Antonio region, you only have the San Antonio area shared with you. Now, this looks exactly like the newsletter does in the email. All the links work. The only difference, it's missing the header and footer that comes with your email. But you can easily take this newsletter link, copy it, go to Facebook, like you can see I've done already, paste it in, it loads up the preview, your URL, the name of the newsletter, and then a little bit of the teaser text. When you post that, if the client or someone on Facebook clicks that, it then takes you to your newsletter page on your website. So those are two of the big benefits. When I talk about an ecosystem, you can see how both of those, posting listings, just listed, just sold, or even just a newsletter to Facebook is going to link people back to your site. So you're then effectively driving traffic back to your site. And you're not necessarily driving traffic that doesn't know you, you're driving traffic that does know you. So it's a little higher value there. Gets them into your site, gives them the opportunity to search for homes, learn more about you, view your videos, and hopefully in the future to read your blog if you want to become a blogger. Like I said, that's for another class, but we'll show you how to set up the blog in the next class. And I'm going to jump out of that just for a second. Does anyone have any questions over what I just went through? Because I know it seemed real fast, but that's a huge part of this class, and that's two of the main benefits of the site. Oh, Sharon, no, we've already created that for you. That's automatically added to your site, and then Tony goes out and finds all the different content. He writes all the copy, and then I put it together every month. And then Jen, you said
if anybody wants to unmute to ask a quick question, feel free.
Yeah. And don't be shy to ask questions during this. There's a lot to the websites, but I'm going to take it fairly slow today. And then we'll just expand on this class. And I'll also be sending out links links to everything we talk about and links to the training materials. I'm going to jump back into the presentation. So another big functionality for the websites are the client searches. So everyone's familiar with, or should be familiar with, setting up a client search on the MLS, right? And this is a question I get a lot. In Austin, we call it the portal. As I say, why would I set them up on my site and not my portal? When I think about the MLS portal, that's a client who's in the buying process, right? I've set up a search that goes out immediately. There's zero delay from a property going to MLS to my client receiving a notification. These client searches really help your clients that are kind of, and this is a client of mine actually, just looking, kind of dragging their feet. They want to check out different markets. It looks better than the MLS portal, and it allows you to view their activity, view their favorites, view their saves. But what it also does is allows what we call web leads, so new leads to your site, to set up those save searches, create favorites, create saves. This may be someone that you rarely ever interact with. You put it on Facebook, they link to your site, they've created a save search. It's kind of what I call a lukewarm lead. You'll get a notification when they create a save search. You'll get a notification when they save a favorite. And then you can also go back and look at, what I'm looking at here is the Moxi Engage client profile. This is the activity tab. And you can go back and look at all the activity. This is not just for websites. It's also when you send newsletters when they open a neighborhood news. But you can go back and see all the stuff. There was an agent website visit while they were logged in, save search, again and again. So if you keep getting these emails from someone that you've never really interacted with or that you barely interact with, this is kind of what we call lead scoring. So this is your notification to reach out to this person, see if you can help them, offer to show them one of these properties, and or set up a portal search if they're in the buying process, more immediate buying process.
And we have several, if you want to go back to several questions, probably worth.
Oh yeah. Let me jump on that. So I'll go through the domain. So Jen, when I'll go through the domain stuff in a little bit. That's set up. You can purchase a domain through anywhere and get it set up on this site. You can go through GoDaddy and set up the domain privacy protection. There's also a purchasing tool within the site admin, which is a MoxiWorks tool. But MoxiWorks doesn't own your site. You always own it. Joe, on how they sign up for a search. So within the website, and I can show you that functionality when we jump over to the site. When someone's searching, they can just simply click Save the Search and then ask them to create an account. And then Ophelia, the listing to a newsletter, I can show you that separately. That's in the campaign editing tool. So if everyone doesn't know that already, you can actually, there's a tool when you edit your Moxi newsletter campaign where you can add your listings to your newsletter before it goes out. And then Carol, yeah, well, they could be the same. It doesn't connect. So are the client safe searches on Moxi different from the MLS? Yes. You could set up, you can't really link the two, but the difference I make is when I set someone on an MLS portal, a lot of times they're in that immediate buying process. But think about the Moxi agent site search as it's someone you don't really know, someone that's hit your site and set up a search, right? There's no immediate need. They don't need to get it at 8 a.m. every day, right? They'll set up their daily, weekly search notifications. So it is a little different. I always say the MLS is a little more immediate.
And Sharon was asking about linking, I guess her URL is linked to the site, but she's asking where to find it. It's not coming up.
Oh, I'll go through that in the site editor as well. And then can we see a list of folks? Yeah, and you can, yeah, so on the list of folks that have set up an account in the website, yes, so it'll be under, when you look at My People, you can filter for that, right? You can also filter for your web leads as well. Just want to make sure I'm still presenting. And then just some additional value to the sites. And this page is merely to talk about what we can talk about in another class. So building community pages. So Joe's on the call today, and Joe will probably co-host that class with me because she's done a great job of building out community pages. You can create area/neighborhood IDX search pages. And if you ever hear the term IDX search, that's like Internet Data Exchange. So that is an MLS search. So I can create a search for a specific zip code or a map draw area or a specific community or a specific city. And then there's additional page templates under Page Builder. So there's about 40 additional templates that you can set up on your site. Of course, there's setting up a blog. There's something called a social media wall where it integrates all of your different social media accounts into one wall. So someone can go to that page on your site and view all of that. And we're not going to jump into that today, but it's kind of a teaser. This is more of just the initial site setup. But I wanted to give you an idea of what else you can do with the site, and then even more. So these sites are built on a WordPress template. Some of you may have heard of WordPress, some of you may have not. WordPress was initially designed for bloggers, so it's really drag and drop, really easy to use. It's low, they call it no code setup, or it could be low code setup, or you could build it out from scratch just using code. And we stay away from the word code here. It's all drag and drop. It's pretty intuitive. It's easy to use. Don't feel intimidated about setting these sites up. And there's tons and tons of information and tons of support on how to help set up these sites, not only from us, but from MoxiWorks as well. I'm going to jump back. I don't know if that's people jumping on or off, but I see a couple of questions light up. Oh, Joe, I'll show you that, Joe. It's a custom page on the page builder where she asked where's the social media wall. Yeah, and Ophelia's talking about neighborhood info, the Facebook groups using the Moxi website. So you can build any neighborhood page you want, even using the map draw. And Joe Guerrera, Joe's the one that she's asking us questions. She's done a really good job of building out neighborhood pages, and that's something we'll schedule another class for. Joe's done a great job of building out those neighborhood pages, talking about the different neighborhoods around San Antonio. So before we really get into it, the site setup, the prerequisites to setting up a site, they've changed a little bit. What we really want to see is that everyone is actively adding contacts to Moxi Engage. And then with those contacts, you're categorizing them, organizing, and subscribing them. So categorizing as clients, organizing them into groups, and subscribing them to neighborhood news, newsletter, listing announcements. And the way to get approval for your site to be turned on is simply start adding those contacts, start organizing them, and then reach out to your sales manager. They can help. They can take a look at your contacts, and then they'll tell the office manager to turn the site on. If you have any questions on what I mean by categorizing and organizing these contacts, we have a training page on the hub. It's jbgoodwin.biz/contacts. And I'll send the slideshow out as well. That just simply, it's a page that talks about how to set up, how to organize your contacts. It has Zach Barger's video on how and why we organize the contacts the way we do. And then if you need help importing contacts, you can always just type help into your JBGoodwin Gmail, help-desk@JBGoodwin, and that'll auto-populate. And that's DJ, he's our IT, and he can help import contacts from almost anywhere. We've even set up a process where he can import contacts from the different MLSs. So Sabor and Abor, if you have contacts in Sabor or Abor, you want them pulled into Moxi Engage, DJ can help you with that. He can even remote in if you hit a total roadblock, he can remote into your computer and help. Just making sure we don't have any other questions from there. And then on MoxiWorks, this is Marissa's profile. You want to make sure your profile is set up on MoxiWorks. I'll send out a link on editing your profile, but you want to add your headshot and you want to add your bio. And then if you have social media links for your real estate social media accounts, add those to your Moxi profile and your Moxi My Account page. It's very important because this information syncs up with your emails, it syncs up with your website. Every other product in MoxiWorks basically pulls from your Moxi My Account profile. The email and phone are already added, so Marianne Castro adds that when you initially get set up. Make sure you do not change it from your JBGoodwin email, because that's how you log in. If you change it to a personal email, you won't be able to log in. And then one thing I want to stress is Moxi support. So throughout anything in Moxi, they're available 10 to 7, Monday through Friday. That's CST. They're in Seattle. There's also a help button inside the website admin that opens up this chat window. You can also search MoxiWorks support, their support side, or you can email them directly. Email support@moxiworks.com. And then we also have the hub training page, which contains videos, checklists, links to MoxiWorks tutorials, and more. So it'll walk you through setting up the agent website. Most importantly, it has a video on adding the IABS, which is your one legal requirement. And then on that same page is a quick little GIF about how to access the website admin. Once the website's turned on, you just click the drop-down arrow next to your profile image in the top right, and it'll say website. You click on that, and that's how you access the website admin. If you've requested the site to be turned on, sometimes it can take a few hours, up to 24 hours, for that website link to be available under my account. Just give it a little bit of time before that's accessible. Tony, do we have any more questions? Oh yeah, the customer support. Okay, I'll send that out as well. Like everyone else, they're pushing more people to the chat function than the phone number. They both work really well, but I've found the chat really, really easy to use. I've been using the chat as well. And Nick, they've been marginal. And then Nick, if anyone has any issues or a support ticket or you can't get a question answered, you can always copy me, Edward at JBGoodwin, on a support ticket or a support email chain, and I'll look into it. Because I do monitor the Moxi support. So one thing you'll notice when you log into the website admin tool will be its common task. These are the common tasks for setting up the site, but it's important to follow this checklist here. When I say your checklist for our JBGoodwin sites, because most importantly, you want to add the IABS. You want to hide some pages. So I'll go through this checklist today and show you how to do the site setup, and I'll send out this slideshow as well. So this is on the right. This is the common task with links in the Moxi website admin page. I've changed that order a little bit to help you set up the site a little faster, get the basics done first, and then we dive into some more of the complex items. Keep in mind, I'm going to go over a quick site setup today. Nothing too in-depth, nothing you shouldn't be able to do. And just take it one at a time. If you have any questions, reach out to Moxi support. Reach out to me. I can help. But most importantly, we want the site style set up. We want your information on your site, and we want the IABS added to your website. And then the checklist, the nerd stuff I'll go through today is a custom URL, how you add that to your site, how you purchase a custom URL. Tony will talk to, really how to choose or what you should choose when creating a custom URL. I'll also show you how to unhide your page so Google sees it. And then the SSL, that's a security certificate. I'll show you how to turn that on. I'm gonna stop just for a second. Take a breath. And this is also if you want to caffeine up, because we're gonna do a quick site setup. But does anyone have any questions so far?
This next section, if I may, is the section for everybody to kind of, and Edward just touched on it, is not be intimidated by. It's not difficult. He's going to run through it pretty fast, but through videos and things, he'll share back out. But WordPress was developed to be easy to use. It is easy to use, and just don't be intimidated by it.
Mm-hmm. Elizabeth asked if we were to get a write-up for step-by-step. Yes, so the Moxi website page on the hub is kind of the step-by-step of the basic site setup. And you can go as far as you want to. Another recommendation I make is you get the basic done, and then you start using that to put the newsletter link in the Facebook, put the neighborhood news link in the Facebook, and then if you have a listing, adding that to Facebook or anywhere else you can put a link or any social media. And then you start getting into the customization, because if you're someone like me, you can get too focused on all this customization and forget to go out and talk to clients, right? And I think that answers another thing I kind of want to ask, and you can reply in the comments because I saved the comments. Who on the call already has a site set up, right? Who's already has a site turned on, and then who has it set up? If you want to, you can drop it in the comments, and that'll give you an idea who on the call is interacting with the sites. And I know everyone here has a different level, so I go and look at the sites periodically. So some of y'all have the basics, some of y'all are diving in the custom. Hopefully what I covered today will help everyone from the beginner to someone who's already really diving into custom pages. Yes, and Avili asked about site for the customize. Yes, yeah, so we will have a site as far as customizing pages. Then I have some agents on the help me with the class that have already customized pages. They're interacting with clients, they're posting their site to social media, and they're driving traffic back to it. Elizabeth will correct that bad site. And hopefully everyone that responded yes has the IABS added to their site. I'm going to present again. Share. So I'm going to jump out of this and I'm going to jump over to kind of a test site that's partially set up. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to backtrack so you can see how I get there. I'm on the hub. Click that. Here's website. Click my profile. Go to website. Access the website admin. Initially, when you set up your site, it's going to ask you for a name. Just put your name, right? For sale or Edward Toll. This will be the temporary URL, right? You can get into a custom URL later, but you need the temporary one to get that set up. So this is so a lot of you on the call here have already been to the website admin tool. I'm just going to point out a couple things. These are the common tasks, right, for setting up your site. But this can get a little in depth. I have a little revised or shortened version of this list. Here at the very top, you can click this to visit your site. You also have this is just a quick menu function, a new post. It's a blog post. Create a new page, add media, image map, template. These bottom three we will get into in the next class. Then you can quickly edit your appearance, your homepage from this quick menu item right here, and or respond to any comments on your blog. And if you click help, this is what I talked about earlier. If you click help right here within the admin tool, it brings up the Moxi support chatbot at first. So it gives you some helpful links. If you start chatting, you're going to get a live support person on in just a few minutes. So I'm going to start with appearance, layout, and colors. The initial site homepage has two options: search focused, right? Search bar is more prominent. Agent focused, agent and agent information is more prominent. It defaults to search focus. I agree with that. And then the other selection is company default or luxury. The only difference there is a luxury logo. There's not a big difference. It's not a totally different site. So when I click publish, if I make a selection, I'll just click publish. Then we're want to go to header. So under appearance, we have header. And once again, this is a basic site setup. I know some of you have already done this. Hopefully there's some stuff that you may have not done. And if you're brand new to it, you'll be picking up how to do it. So a header contains the brokerage logo, which legally has to be there, right, on your site because you are a realtor under the JBGoodwin brokerage. And then it's your menu, right? It's your menu selection: home, properties, buying and selling. This is a default header, which I actually prefer. You can choose brokerage focused or slimmer header if you want. And you can change the text case, all uppercase, all lowercase, if you're trying to be trendy, or just keep it at case sensitive. As I go through here, this is the WordPress admin tool. Anytime you make a change, there's a blue publish button somewhere. It's either at the bottom left or the top right. Anytime you make a change, make sure you click publish when that means it'll make that change on your site. And then most importantly is the footer. So the footer is information, the bottom of each page. It's every page, right? You've seen these before when you scroll to the bottom of the site. Usually has a term of use, privacy policy, copyright. Then it has links back to other pages within the site. So what I found the best way to add your information about brokerage services to your site is choose custom footer. If you don't have a custom footer set up, you'll basically click choose custom footer, click update, and that gives you the option to edit your custom footer. So this way, the IABS always has to be one click away. It'll be on every page. You can see I've done this a couple times in classes. So there's a video on how to edit the IABS step by step on the Hub website training page, which I'm sending the link out to. So this is just to show you how easy it is, but you go back to the video, it'll walk you through every step by step. Basically, I go to the privacy policy module here. I click duplicate, and then I click the little tool, text editor, right? And what that allows me to do is go to Gmail, copy the text, right? Highlight this, paste it in, and you can format it, you can center it if you like. I go back to my email, open up my link to the IABS and Consumer Protection Notices, or notice, sorry. Copy that link, and you can see a little hyperlink here. Make sure that that hyperlink is going to that shared document. And a little tip, if you click the gear icon, the setting, you want to select Open in New Tab. So anytime you add a link to a website, there's typically an option to open a link into a new tab. And what that does is it doesn't take them totally away from your site. It's just a pop-up, it's a new tab. So it doesn't basically pull them off of your site. Update, save, and then here, this is that, we're actually in the page builder. Anytime you're in that section working on a page, you click done on the top right, and you click publish again. And that's done. I could go back to admin home and make any other changes. I'm gonna jump. Yeah, I'll say jump back. And keep in mind, I just want to show you how easy it is. I know I'm somewhat savvy with this stuff. I have a step-by-step video. It's super easy. That is especially important, right? It's a legal requirement. If you can't get it done, email me. We'll get it in there. Whenever you publish your site, right, or you make it public to Google, let's make sure your IABS has already been added. It's very important. Questions? Well, Gabe Puckett, looks like I'll be reaching out to you today. So yeah, you can leave in the comments too, and I'll reach out to you if you don't have one, because I'll go back and I read all the comments. Adding mine. Okay, I got the video.
Question about where the slideshow videos are.
Yeah, let me show you. That's a good question. Let me show you. I should be still presenting full screen. If you go to Hub under Training, there's a Moxi Works section. Scroll down, you'll see these different, it's training on the different Moxi products. If you click Agent Websites, this is our Agent Website page. Now, I also link to a lot of Moxi Works instructions. They have pages and pages of detailed instructions on the site. This is walking through what I'm talking about today. And here's that IABS tutorial. So it just walks you through slowly. I'm not talking during it. It just shows you exactly what I'm doing. But if you need help with it, please reach out. But I also do this. And then Patricia, yeah, if it's not public, that's good. You just want to make sure you're not sharing this site out. And there's only one of me. Deanna was asking if I can help you with all this, and I'll do my best. I know this is going to create a lot of questions, but I'll do my best, and I will help everyone get the IABS. If you need help, reach out. Tony, do you see anything else I didn't address besides me creating 40 support tickets for myself?
No, I think you got it for now.
Okay. Yeah, I heard a ding. Okay, I'm going to jump over. Apologize for jumping around so much. So I'm going to visit that site real quick, and I'll show you the footer. I'll scroll down to the bottom, and I have too many, obviously, but you can see how that now is in the footer of all my pages. It defaults to the equal housing opportunity and realtor logo, which we all qualify for. You can actually add more of these if you're luxury portfolio or GRI or any. If you have access to any other logos you want to add, you can add those in the custom footer. I just wanted to kind of demonstrate what it looked like after we added that. Next up, I'm going to home page. So this is your home page style, right? This is the main landing page of your website. So home, you could change the name. Most people leave it at home because everyone knows what home means pretty much on a site. That's the start page. Now, this first part, show a single image, choose or upload an image, right? This is what we call the hero image. That's that main image on your site, right? It's this main background image. So you just click this button here, and if you have an image that you own or you took, you can confirm that you own it or you own the copyright to it and upload it. I kind of recommend against that unless you have several you want to try or you're good at resizing an image or changing the dimensions. If you don't have one, we have an easy answer. There's an image gallery with, I really don't even know how many images. It's well over 100. So you can choose and use any one of these photos. Number 2, 4, 5, those are the most popular. So you can use any one of these images right now while you get started. You know, I recommend against the beach one, right, or the snow. But you can go in here and choose any one of these images for your website. And I'll show you, I'll change mine up to a little more modern. Select for custom area. Remember, publish, way down at the bottom. Now, once it's published, I can view the site. And there's my new custom background image, or my new, stock background photo or hero image. You can also change the text to black or white. You can darken the background effect or theme depending on your text or the type of image you've selected. So that's just a process of adding an image, viewing your site. Should I change the text or background, lighten, darken? Should I change this from black to white? That's just a process of testing. You can also add a headline. Find your dream home as the default. And this is the headline right here. You can change it to anything you want or omit it. And then the profile settings, this will pull in from your Moxi profile. If it didn't, I recommend you edit your Moxi My Account profile. You can also edit it here if you only want to show certain things. Maybe you want to show on your website, you don't want to show your cell number, you want to show a Google Voice number or an office number. You can do that. You can make changes here. And then if you make changes, you can also reset to default. But if your photo's not here, like mine, this is a test website, I recommend going back to your account in MoxiWorks and adding that. And then next is the welcome text, right? So this welcome text is the text they see. It's not necessarily a bio, but it's a text that they see when they first come to your site. And I'll show you some examples of other agents that have done that. So here it shows up right here. Hello, welcome to my site. If I go to, click on Zach. Zach, he has a little bit of his bio. It explains himself, and he also has a video here on the welcome part of his site. So I know Gay is on the call, and Gay has an awesome agent profile video. So you can add that right here if you want. Insert edit media, and you would embed. And I'm going to get off the rails for a second. You take the embed code from YouTube and add it in. So Gay, email me and we'll get that added in. If you have a bio video or a profile video on YouTube and you need help getting and want the embed code added to your site, I can help you. But it's also as simple as right-clicking your video and selecting that code, pasting it in, and hitting OK. That's a little deep dive, but I just want to show you that you can do that, and Zach's done that. Here, you also could add a featured video, which it adds a little lower on the page. It's the same process. So that is for the home page, and I know I'm scrolling up and down pretty fast. I'm going to jump back to the middle of the page. But choosing your image, there's a default image already chosen for you. You can change it. You can upload your image if it's the right dimensions, and here are the dimensions right here for the image. If you're familiar with Canva, you can probably go pull something off of Canva or upload your image to Canva and size it correctly. That's for the San Antonio agents are very familiar with Canva. Adding your custom text, editing your profile, then adding your welcome text to your homepage. I'm going to jump back and just make sure we don't have any. So Mario asked, can you insert a logo? The logo is actually automatic. So I'll show you. The logo will always be here up at the top left. So it's a legal requirement. It's part of what we call our brand package that that MoxiWorks adds. So the color, the font, and the logo will always be the same on the sites. And then, and Jessica, I'll reach out to you about the requirements. And then Gay, we'll do some work on your site as well. So if everyone has the bandwidth and take a deep breath, on the homepage of this site, you have an option for featured properties and then a custom search. And this is for the basic homepage on site, right? If you get into custom pages, you can have 15 of these, what we call widgets on the homepage. So when I talk about featured properties or properties, that's a list defined by the MLS. It's your listings, the broker listings, your solds, broker solds, your rented, your rentals, right? A custom search is any search that you can go and create, meaning I'm looking for 4-bedroom, 3 baths, and 78704 between this price range. You can create any custom search. One example is homes with pools, lakefront homes, ranches. So that's possible. You can add any type of custom search here to the home page. And this is where everyone becomes a true web designer, right? So the first one is, this is on the home page. I'm still on the home page here. Featured properties. When you're here, it's as simple as creating a property list. And you can see I only have a couple property lists. This is a test website. It's not connected to the MLS like you are. It would list your active listings, your sold listings. Typically, people either choose my company or my office or my active listings to create a property list. And I do that by add new list, my company's active listings, and I can title it here. Right? You can see I've done a million of these testing. And then I publish. So I'll send out instructions on this, but this is really how, let's say you don't have any listings yet, right? But you want to feature listings on your website. So you can feature the company's active listings on the homepage of your website. If I go back to homepage, And the benefit about this editor, it's really linking me to the things I need to set up, right? I'm not having to search through all this. It links me to it. I know I just need to go back to homepage. So here I have my companies active, or I have active listings. That's the one I just created. And I would just click publish at the bottom, and that would be live on my site. And the second one, and you can promote any broker, all broker listings are feed into your site. So you can set up custom searches of anyone's listings. That's not illegal. So custom search, this is kind of the exciting piece to me anyways. If I want to create a custom search, it takes me to the custom property search page. I put a title in here, let's say, I want to do 78704 $1 million listings. And all you need to do is jump to your website, go to your property search page, and you just search, right? It's already defaulting 78704 because I do that all the time. Price, minimum, 1 million, apply. Once that search loads up, you copy this URL, go back to the custom property search page, paste it in, right? And look here, it tells you the path must begin with search / Put your cursor right there and delete your URL or custom domain. Save. Go back to home page once again. Now, I scroll down to custom search, 78704 $1 million listings. So now it looks like I'm a millionaire real estate agent. Publish. Realistically, you want to put custom searches, properties that you, like if you're selling land and, ranch and land, lake houses. So I've published that. Let me click visit site. If you scroll down, feature properties, custom search, here's the $1 million listings in 78704. And then these are my company's listings. And here's a $1 million listing, 78704. But these are our company listings. And once again, anytime you make an edit on this home page, for that to be live on your site, what I call live on the site, you have to publish. At the very last part of this, you have a mortgage rate settings right here. You can hide or unhide. I'll show you what that means. There's a mortgage rate calculator right here. And you can hide or unhide this widget, as I call it, on your homepage. Tony, I'm gonna take a breath here.
Sure, I have a quick impromptu survey question for everybody on, and please you can chime in on the chat. If some of you were kind of half joking about it, but if we were able to provide a third party person or service to help support this, that you would be paying some reasonable fee to per hour to help you guys set these things up, would you use them? Give me as many yeses as you believe the answer is yes.
And this isn't Tony's kid in high school. This is like a real web designer. Just joking. No, but yeah, we know people that could help. And I also want to say, we'll try to help you get that initial site setup done, right? Just the basic. But the more we promote this, I think, we already have 239 agents that have sites, and that's a lot of you on the call. We have 400 other agents out there who don't have sites yet.
Yeah.
That could have.
Okay,
I don't,
sorry, thanks that people are still answering. Yeah, that's good information for us, and we would make sure to not open it up to one until we had negotiated an hourly rate that's very reasonable and made sure that we can help you. So, Okay, well, we'll talk about that internally. Thanks, everyone.
There's a couple questions. So MJ, can we narrow that by company search, by county or county? Yeah. Yes, you can. If any filter available on the Moxi agent site search, I believe there's a county search, you can set that. If there's a filter not available, like a regional, you can do a map draw. Oh yeah, so Ophelia said, can you, instead of saying custom search? Yes. So you saw that I did the 78704 search, but it still said custom. That's just because here where it says custom search, you can edit the title of that search module. So it's still called custom search here, but you can edit the title to be 78704 $1 million homes, which is where Ophelia primarily sells homes. I'll show you the results of that. See? I'm going to jump back to my slideshow so we stay on track. So we background image, background text, custom text, and welcome text. This is the text here and or here. You can also place that video here if you have one. Property lists, custom searches, we just went through that. Adding a video, that I went through that initially. You need the embed code from YouTube. So if someone's helping you with that, or we're helping you, make sure that my suggestion is always put it on YouTube. And Tony and I just had the class on that. And that makes it much easier for us to help you because we support a product like YouTube because it's a Google product, and for all the other reasons Tony explained in the class.
Can you share your screen again?
Oh, I apologize. Yeah, call me out, guys, if I'm not sharing screens. Okay. So I just kind of went through, there was two things you missed. First was under this affiliate asked about the custom search, you can actually change the label from custom search to any title you want. And that way it shows up, you can edit this title to anything you want. So if it's Lake Homes or Ranch and Land or Circle C. And then I jumped over to my slideshow. So I kind of backtracked to everything we just covered. So now we're going to go to the page editor. So here, right under homepage, you see how I'm going down in order: appearance, homepage, site pages. And I just click on site pages. This is two things. This is how you edit your pages and how you order your pages. Sorry, it's three things. You edit and order your pages, and then you show or hide what appears on the menu. When I say the menu, it's these items up here. So the first thing I typically do is see how it says about us here. I can edit this. It should be, yeah, okay, I've already done it. About me, and save, because I'm not a team, right? I go back to site pages and I always click publish just in case. Now, the other thing is the blog can, and it may already be, it shows by default. So if you're like, I'm not blogging yet, but maybe someday, I don't want to show that, you can go down to the blog and just click hide right here. You click hide and it'll say hidden, right? And any page that's hidden, and click publish. So I change about us to about me. I hide the blog because I'm not using it right now. All right. You'll also see the Austin area newsletter and or the San Antonio client area newsletter, depending on what region you're in. And then under about us or about me, you have our story, which I've hidden because there's a default. You can go in and edit our store if you want, but the contact me is basically a contact page. It's just a contact form. But testimonials is like one of the it's a number 2 question I get about websites. So there's a specific testimonial page already added to your site. You click edit. It's really easy to add a testimonial. You just add the header, which is typically like the first sentence or the half of the first sentence, of the testimonial, and copy whatever they put in it, whatever your client said about you. So if you get a testimonial added to the JBG site or you get a Google review, you can also go in here and manually add it to your website, and you can choose an image. Let's say you sold a home, you can add the main property photo. Click this. It's just you verify that this person is real and that you have obtained written permission. It means you have permission to add this to your site, and you can click add. I'm going to click on another one I've previously done. You can choose an image. Once again, image library or upload from your computer. And I'm just jumping over to the testimonials page, and this is the layout. So here's an image, here's the headline, and here's one that looks a little more real. Zach was great to work with. Zach was great to work with. He made some excellent pitches. So this is what your testimonials look like. It could either be your clients at closing. A lot of people take those title company pictures, or it could be the listing if you listed a property. So I'm going to go back to site pages. And like I said, this is also where you can delete a page, right? You can delete a page all the way. You can change the order of pages, right? You can move them around. And then you can do, I call it stacking. There's a couple of terms for it. You can basically, it adds a page under another page, adds a sub page. So it creates a drop down on the menu. When I say drop down, it creates a drop down. So if you stack one page under another, it's going to create a drop down. And again, anytime you make any changes, click publish. So the fun stuff here, the nerd stuff, the very important stuff, a custom URL. So here, a lot of the stuff that we already went through as far as property list, custom search can also be accessed here. You can add links. So I have an agent that I'm helping that has a apartment locating site. So you can add that link here or here. It basically creates a menu item that links to another website. But I'm going to jump down to settings. So for the personal domain or the custom URL, under settings, if you click personal domain, it walks you through it. This is also where Moxi support is going to come in. So this is the default domain that I set up. But here, get a custom domain. If you don't have one, you can click here to get started. And this is, you're buying it a .com. It's basically a white label site with Moxi that MoxiWorks set up for you. You own the site. It goes with you wherever you go, or you do with it what you want, set the privacy rules. So you can purchase it through here, or you can purchase it through GoDaddy. It doesn't matter where you buy the domain from, but GoDaddy is very, very common. And then you own the domain. So once you've purchased a domain, or you already own the domain right now, you basically fill out a form, and it gives MoxiWorks access to the settings of your domain, and they edit what's called the DNS settings. So they do the kind of back-end work for you. They'll reach out to you. This is done. and then they'll walk you through adding, if I owned Edward, they'll walk you through adding this to your site. Now you wait for MoxiWorks to complete their part before you add your custom domain. And once again, MoxiWorks support walks you through all of this. They make it super easy for you. They set up those DNS settings that cause the most confusion. You don't have to worry about. I'm going to jump back because I typically get a lot of questions on domains. Hopefully that's 15 comments about how everything's great. Okay. The URL don't have a date on the blog and use categories. Oh yeah, Joe. Let's take a little deeper dive on the blog. I've done some blog. Joe's asking. Joe writes, has written blog posts and used WordPress in the past, so she's diving a little deeper into blogs. And Joe, I'll reach out to you directly for that. Sharon asked, did I just drag and drop that? Maybe. I'm not. What were you asking about, Sharon? Okay, Deborah said GoDaddy's customer service is phenomenal. Yeah, it's one of the largest. So they're really good. So Mario asked on GoDaddy. Yeah. So domains you pay by the year. Sometimes you get a discount if you buy 2 or 3 years in a row. Rachel says hers is $12.99. Yes. So Steve, he goes, once this is done, you type in stevehowell.com straight to the Moxi site. That was for adding the, oh yes, so yeah, in the page editor, I just drag the pages around, and it can create those sub pages or drop down menus. So I'm actually going to skip. I'm going to go to SSL first. So if you've set up, if you've just started editing your website, up here at the top, it's going to say SSL and it'll say unhide your page at the very top. I've already done it. You can also do that under settings, right? Let me collapse that. So under settings, you can see SSL here. And what that does, it's a certificate that tells the world or your site visitors that it's a safe site. And you'll see the little lock here, right? And you'll see configuration, SSL is enabled, and SSL certificate was detected on your site. If it does not say that, or if there's a little icon at the top that says set up, or enable your SSL, you simply click that and you check the box and click OK, right? Moxi support can also help you with that. We've already purchased that certificate and we pay for that certificate for you. You just need to click it whenever you set it up. And then the other one is unhide. It'll be located at the top. If not, it's under site settings, privacy settings. So by default, this will be selected. It'll say search engine visibility, discourage search engines from indexing this site. So Google's not going to find you, right? You're not going to get ranked. You can still share the site out. People just aren't going to find it. You want to uncheck that box and hit save changes. Don't do that until you have the IABS added and you feel comfortable with the basic edits on your site. So that helps people find your website. Google will then index the site. Tony can talk to indexing again. He talked about it in the YouTube class. But that's really the last bit of work you need to do on your site. If you don't have a URL and you don't plan on getting one anytime soon, that doesn't mean you can't still post these links to Facebook and social media, add the link to your signature. Mine is edward.agent.jbgoodwin.biz. People can still find it, and they're typically going to find it by clicking on the link. I'm going to do one more thing. I know we're running over time here a little bit. I'll just show you quickly if everyone wants to show the page builder custom pages. Let me jump back here. So if you want to jump off, you can. I know we've done the hour. But is anyone interested in me showing you just quickly where the page builder pages are and what those templates look like? That would be something we would cover in the next class, but I can kind of give you a teaser. So Carlin, you speak for everyone. How am I going? So here under site pages, all pages, and this is how you set up the custom home page, right? So for those of you guys who've already got the site set up and want to start setting up the custom home page or other pages, you just click Add New. And you can see it defaults to custom, but you have blog, menu item, menu link, profile page, testimonials page. I'm going to click Custom Page, Submit. Let's see. So I'm going to title the page, and then right here, I'm going to click on Page Builder, and then leave. Let it run. So what this does is, oh, this is the page builder, right? You'll see the little beaver at the top left. It's a third-party tool that MoxiWorks has added to the site builder. So you have different modules, rows, templates. You start with templates. MoxiWorks templates, blogs, landing pages, content pages. The MoxiWorks templates, for the most part, are home pages. So you could choose any one of these, and automatically, boom, it just built the page. You guys are web page builders, right? And then you can start adding modules. Here's the standard modules, page builder add-ons, right? You can get, this is just how far you can get into this. Content sliders, photo galleries, social buttons. Someone just asked about that. You can add additional social buttons to your site that link to your social media. Number counter, countdown clocks. I won't get too far into it, but you can do a lot. I'll go back to the templates. The landing pages and the content pages. So there are team pages on here, photo portfolios, different blogs, right? So Joe asked about the blog standard, the blog grid, blog gallery. And then landing pages, if you want to talk about, sign up for this or send me your email, there's landing pages for that. It kind of goes beyond real estate, but there are a lot of different pages you can add. So if you're familiar with WordPress, this is like purchasing a WordPress template, that if you've done that in the past, with multiple pages you can add. And then within that, you can add different modules or widgets, right? And then even on the page templates, you can edit these. So even if I wanted to take this and change it from a stock photo to a video, right? I could simply drop in a YouTube URL and have the background saved as a video if I wanted to. That was just a quick preview because there's a lot of stuff with the page builder. We can do a lot more. You can spend too much time on that. But does anyone have any questions? You can unmute. You can ask any questions. I'm going to hang out for a few minutes. Someone's talking and wait. Okay, I was saying to pay to make my site findable, wanted to close. So Mario, that's someone who just be crawling the web looking for new sites and sending you that $300 trying to sell you SEO. I stay away from the SEO right now, right? Tony can talk to how by utilizing, your name as a brand, the way you label pages, it's more beneficial than paying anyone any money. So Gage asked, do you have to go in periodically to do maintenance? Not necessarily. That's what the web providers sell you whenever you set up a site. It shouldn't break. I mean, unless you're linking to something and that no longer exists, you shouldn't have to do a lot of maintenance on these sites. And Ophelia, yeah. So the blog piece, yeah, we're gonna go. We can do the blog. It sounds like blogs and a couple custom. We have requests for blog and some other custom pages. We'll schedule a class for that kind of out in the future. But yeah, it's very useful for blogs. So WordPress was designed to just be a blog site initially. And I can even show you. Does anyone have any other questions? You can unmute and ask me any questions you like.
Hey, Edward, this is Phyllis Lalonde in San Antonio.
Yes.
I set my website up a couple of years ago, and at that time, we were told to put the IABS under useful links, not at the very bottom like you did. So I'm wondering if I should move mine or if it's okay where it's at.
As long as it's a one click away, you know, that's kind of the legal requirement. You know, you should be okay. I would just say that, you know, if you want to, you can remove that and drop it in the bottom. But one click away is what I have been told. I'm not the legal person, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So you see me working here. This is an example. I was playing around with Joe's page. And this is a custom homepage I set up for her with a video. It's a stock video. This is Tony Zavaletta's footage that we've set up, and I'll share out with you guys as well when you get into custom pages. You can use this video for the backdrop or your hero image on your homepage if you like. And Joe got a free page because she's been helping out. Any other questions here? How do you gauge? Well, Carol, that's a good one. You can actually add Google Analytics to the site. It's a different topic, but Google Analytics will track and give you all. I mean, you can get really, really detailed on just how many visitors you have and or all the kind of demographics of your visitors. Maybe that's another class in itself. Since it's a WordPress site, you can connect your Google Analytics account to this WordPress site. And since you're a JBGoodwin Realtor, you actually have a Google Analytics account. And Ophelia, IABS, I'll send you the link, Ophelia. So if we blog, does the content and images still belong to us? It does. It does belong to you. It's you know, if you wanted to do anything else with it, you could, right? You can export those images and that content. Careful, Joe. Joe said she set up Google Analytics. You might be the go-to person for that. Well, thank you guys. Edward at JBGoodwin, if you have questions, I'm going to be sending out a follow-up email, not just with this video, but with links to everything. If you feel that I talked about something and I didn't send a link to it, or you can't find it, just email me back. Ask me, you know, how to or where that information is. And thank you, Tony, for hanging out. Tony and I have been working on a lot of the, you know, Tony's on the video side, and we've been working on the web stuff and trying to help you get, you know, all your marketing and technology sales tools set up.
We will talk. Thanks for answering that earlier question. We'll work on potential ways to provide some additional support out there that you guys can, some people you can work with.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. You'll have a great day, and we'll send this out here in about an hour.